Hi guys, you're welcome back to yet another tutorial video. If you're new here, you are most welcome. My name is Chinyere Chichi for short, and if you are a returning subscriber, thanks for always coming back. And in today's tutorial, it's all about all the stitching processes involved in the making of this jacket. We already have the pattern drafting tutorial up on the channel already. You can check that out. I'll be leaving the link in the description box. So today guys, let's proceed to the making of this jacket. Please consider subscribing if you haven't done so. Like, share, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section, guys. So let's get started and see how we came about this beautiful jacket. Thank you.
So guys, I'm going to be using this patched Ankara African print, and this is a combination of different African prints which we call locally Ankara. So I have different ones, joined together to give me a whole fabric. I have about 3 yards here. So let's get started, guys. So I have it placed on fold just like so. Please remember that I am not going to be adding any seam allowances to the fabric because, like I stated earlier during the pattern drafting, I have every allowances that I need, imputed into the pattern already. Before I take out the pattern, I'm going to be notching this point where the collar meets the lapel. Okay, so I'm going to be notching this point so that I will know exactly where to start fixing the collar from. I have that notched. This is it. So this is roughly what we should be having. Please remember that during the pattern drafting, I stated that the back is going to have a joining at the center foot. So this is exactly what it looks like. So we're going to be, having it stitched together like so, and then open it up like this. So this is what we should be having at the back with a joining at the center fold. This is the collar, and this is the center fold for the collar. So I'm going to be placing the fabric on fold like so. So here we have the front, the back, and then the collar. So the only thing left is to cut the interfacing, put stay where necessary, and then we'll start with the stitching process proper. And for the lapel area, I'm going to be using this just to beautify that area so that we don't have a monotone look, just the African print going all over the jacket. So I'm going to be using this to beautify the lapel area, and probably the collar area. I'm not so sure about that because this might kind of be itchy at the neck area. So I'm going to see if that's going to be feasible, but for the lapel area, I'm sure going to be using this. So specifically for jacket, the way the interfacing is being cut is this. Most times, 2 different interfacing is used for the jacket. The front half of the jacket is the fabric you want to see by the time your lapel falls over this way. That is the one you'll be using for the first half of the jacket towards the center front, okay? And then from this other side to the side of the jacket, you use your normal interfacing that you don't want to be seen outside. But the one you want to see on the outside by the time your lapel falls over like this is the one you are going to be using from halfway the jacket towards the center front like so. So for this particular one, I'm still going to be using the same fabric from somewhere here outward to the center front, and then from here to this other side, I'm going to be using a normal interfacing to do that, and I'm going to be showing us how to get that done shortly. So you can see I have this. This is one of the interfacing for the front. So I place this on this side, you can see. So by the time I fold over the lapel like this, it is looking like this, and then I have this other plain normal interfacing that I'm going to be using on this side. So the interfacing is going to have a joining at this point. Okay, so this is going to be on the inside of the jacket where no one is going to be seen, but this part is going to be visible for everyone to see. So you always note that your interfacing for your jacket, whatever you want to see by the time you fold over your lapel, is what you're going to be using on this side. So here is the interfacing with the sequence fabric on it. Can you see how that is looking like? I'm already loving this vibe. This is what it's looking like. This for the interfacing. This is the main jacket itself. Here I have the back and the interfacing, and here I have the collar, and I also use the sequence for the collar area. But what I did for the collar was that the part that is going to be touching the skin, I didn't allow the sequence get to that part. I only used the part that's going to be folded out this way. So by the time it's folded in, this is what you'll be seeing. So this is what the collar looks like with the interfacing. This is the interfacing, and this is what the inside looks like. I had to stay on this outer part, I didn't put on this inner part. If you want, you can do that. And for the body, I did the same thing. I have to stay just halfway the jacket. So for the stitching, I take one of the interfacing and then one of the main jackets, while I keep this aside. Remember, these are notched area. So from this notched area, I'm going to be coming down. So I have it marked out. This is the notched area. So I come down by half an inch, and then I stitch from there like this, and then all the way down. I hope you understand. From the notched area, you just mark it, okay? Come down by half an inch, and then you stitch this way, and then you stitch all the way down the front like this. As you can see, I didn't finish up the stitching all the way down. I still have something left here, and that is because I'm going to be taking out 1 inch from the interfacing, which I didn't do when I was cutting. Okay, I'm going to be taking out 1 inch, and I intentionally didn't do that while I was cutting for a particular reason, because the length for the jacket and that of the interfacing shouldn't be equal. Okay, so that is it. And I'm not going to be stitching this side, I'm not going to be closing this side together. This is because I want everything sewn inside out. That is the interfacing to interfacing all round, and the jacket to jacket all round. So you're not going to be seeing any stitch by the time you open up your jacket. Everything is going to be on the inside of each other. I don't know if you understand what I mean. Now that I'm done stitching, you can see how that is. I cut off these parts, and then I do this so that I can have a smooth pointy area by the time I turn it out. And then at this notched area, this where our stitching started from, I'm going to be notching it like so. And you see, I notched that. This is it. So I can now turn it out. And when I turn it out, this is what it looks like. Can you see? This is the reason for the notching. Do you see that? So this is what we have. So this is what the interfacing area looks like, and this is what the front part looks like. This is it. So by the time we turn it out, can you see? This is what I actually wanted to achieve. So you can see that. So let me proceed with the second part of the front and then the back part, so that I can show you guys what everything looks like by the time I am done fixing the interfacing. This is the interfacing, so I'm going to be ironing every other thing. I'm going to make sure I give every other thing a good press. So here we have the front, looking all beautiful. So next I get the back. So this is the back. I place the back this way. This is only the fabric, the jacket itself, and then I get the jacket of the front, and then I hold it together this way. That's the main jacket to itself, the front and back, and then I do the same on this other part. And then with the interfacing, I do the same. That's interfacing to the interfacing, and then the jacket to the jacket. Okay, I don't know if you understand that. So I get that done, but before I proceed to that, I need to put the darts for the back. I've not done that. So by the time I finish putting the darts, the next thing I join the shoulders. That's the main jacket to the main jacket, and then the interfacing to the interfacing. So like I stated earlier, everything is going to be sewn inside. There's not going to be any stitch on the outside. That is, when you open the inside of the jacket, you're not going to be seeing any stitches. So this is the goal for this jacket. So this is what we have. So we can see how the back fell to the front this way. You can see the joining where it is, not somewhere here. So we have that here instead of this place. That's the regular shoulder line. And the same thing applies on this side. So I take out the lining for the back, and then I do the same for the front. I take in the lining. So I am left with just the jacket itself. So I'm going to be taking out the body measurement now and then have it joined at the side. And then for the interfacing, I do the same for the interfacing. you see. So I join as well the interfacing to the interfacing, and then the main fabric to the main fabric. So I'm going to be stitching along this part already marked out, and I'm going to be doing the same thing to the interfacing. I have the jacket turned inside out so that I can reduce the length of the interfacing by 1 inch. So this is it. You can see this is the front, and then this is the back. So I did this so that I'll make sure that I have everything equal before I reduce the interfacing, making sure that everything is aligned, and can now take out the 1 inch for the interfacing all the way to the front. Okay, so this is it. So I'm going to be turning the lower part of the jacket at this point, then before I come over to the collar. So I have the down part stitched together now. So I'm left with this other part. You can see these unequal parts. So what do? You just pull over, you pull it, okay? You pull the main jacket downwards, and then you have it like this, and then you stitch. So this is it. This is the main jacket. You pull over, and then you stitch down. So at this point I have everything stitched inside. So this is the wrong side, and then this is it. So I have the armhole area or the neck area to turn it out. Okay, so whichever one. So I'm going to be using the neck area to turn it out. So here we go. This is what we have at the lower part now. So this is what it's looking like at the lower part. So guys, this is the point we are at the moment. So I'm left with the collar now. So the body is 100% ready. So let's go to the collar. For the collar, I have the main collar, and then I have the interfacing. So remember, we have our notched area, and I'm sure you remember that. So you can still see we have our notched area intact. So we still have that on both sides. This is the main collar. I get the interfacing, and then I place it over this. I already have a stay on it already, and I'm going to put a stay on this one as well. But before I proceed to the stay, let me show you what should be done. With the interfacing placed on the main collar like so, I turn to the main collar so that I can have the notched area facing me, or you can also notch your interfacing. There is no problem with that. So the stitching is going to start from the notched area. This is our, let me use a chalk. Okay, so this is where the notching is. So I'm going to be starting from here. So using 1/4 inch, I stitch upward this way using 1/4, and I stitch all the way, and then come down to this other notched area. This is where the stitching is going to terminate. Okay, not all the way like this, from here upward, and then I go this way, and then I stop at the other end that is also notched. Okay, so let's get that done. But before we do that, we are going to be cross-checking the width of the neck with that of the jacket to make sure that we have enough to go around. Okay, and there is any excess, we take that out. I begin from the notched area, and then I place it on this part, and then I go around. Exactly, we have it exactly. Or you just fold into two, fold the collar into two, notch the center. Okay, I think this is better. You notch the center and then you place on the center back as well, and then you take it round to the front just to make sure we have everything equal. You can see it terminated at the notched area. They are equal, so we can proceed with the stitching proper now. This is it, and then I take out the excess at the tips so that the tips can also relax. And then at this notched area, I'm going to be notching further. Okay, you see that? Yeah, I'm going to be cutting through that, and then I do the same thing here. I notch as well, so we have the same thing here, and then I turn it inside out so that I can give it a good press. As I turn, you can use anything to just push out this pointed area, but be careful so that you don't push through. You do the same thing, and this is what we have. You can see the notched area. This is what. Let me give it a press now. This is what it's looking like. Can you see? So this is what it looks like. So I get the jacket. So I get the center fold of the back, and then I get the notched area of the collar, and then I get just the main fabric itself, you know, without the interfacing. I get that, and then I place this and I hold it down with the help of a pin. I hold this down. Okay, so with this now, I'm going to be turning it inside out. Okay, I'm going to be turning it inside out so that I can stitch from the inside, because the stitching here is not supposed to show on the outside. Okay, so by the time I have the center to center of the main body together, and then I turn it, I can turn through the armhole area. So let me turn through the armhole area, and then I hold the interfacing, and then I turn it out through the armhole. And now that I've turned it, I now take the center, I now hold the center of the interfacing itself, and then I also hold it down together with the other two at the same spot. Okay, now I have the three of them together. So now that we have the three pieces together here, I come over to this tip here to the other end, and then I hold it together as well, the three of them. This is the jacket, this is the collar, and this is the interfacing. I hold the three of them down as well here. Please, you have to be very careful. So I hold it down, and then I pin it down as well. So with this now, I can stitch all the way, you know, through the center and then to the other end. Okay, so this is what it looks like. So I'm going to be turning it out through the armhole as well. So this is what it looked like on the inside, and then on the outside we have this. So I'm just left with the top stitching, which is going to be like from here, not all the way to the front, from here to this part, and that is it for the collar. So I have it top stitched now. Can you see that? So this is what it looks like. So let me give it a good press and let's see what it looks like. And at this point, guys, we are left with just the sleeves to finish up. So let me fix the sleeve and then show us what this beautiful piece looks like on the body. Okay, see guys, I have done a very big mistake here, but it's something that you can overlook. But for me, I don't know if I would overlook it. You know, for the collar, this was supposed to be on the outside, but eventually this is what it has turned out to be. I don't know if I can go through the stress of taking this out and replacing it, but let me give it a try. If I can't do that, then I'm going to be leaving it this way. If I can, then we'll see what the final look is going to be. I don't know, do you prefer this or like this? Anyway, I'm not sure you can actually differentiate now, so I don't know. This is still very okay, very much okay, but I think I would prefer bringing this looks richer. So let me see if I have the strength and the time to do that, I'll get that done. But if not, I'm going to be leaving it like this. So guys, I eventually changed it, and I think I prefer this to what I had initially. Can you see? So this is what I have. So if you prefer the African print on the collar, it's fine, but for me, I prefer this. I love the richness I'm getting from this one. So this is it. So let's fix the sleeves and then see what the end result looks like. Without any iota of doubt, I'm sure you can see that this is looking very gorgeous already. Very gorgeous and very rich. Africans are woo!